Yo, what is going on YouTube? It is your boy GZTV. We're back with another video, and it is the end of the regular season. You know what that means. We are heading into the NBA playoffs, and today I'm going to be doing predictions. I'm going to be going through the play-in games that are taking place literally the day I post this video, and then we're going to do the entire playoff predictions. I'll say, how many games and stuff like that. So, yeah, let's just take a look at the bracket and let's get started. Here we are in Photo Editor looking at this playoff bracket. We have all the teams, we have all the seeding pretty much arranged. We are going to start with the play-in tournament and then just kind of move on from there, go round for round. We'll kind of bounce back and forth, so we'll do the play-in in the West and then the play-in in the East, so we can kind of build up towards the end. So let's get into it. I don't know how analytical I'm going to be about my picks. I mean, I kind of preemptively have my picks ready to go. But starting off with the Western Conference play-in, we are going to start with the 9 and 10 matchup. We have the Warriors, Kings in a winner-go-home situation. Man, I did a couple metrics. I went off of, in-season head-to-head matchups. And I also looked at, obviously, the seeding and how they finished and all these ratings and stuff. And a lot of people want the Warriors to win this game, but I'm going with the Kings. I think Domantas Sabonis is just, way too dominant of a player for anyone on the Warriors. I understand they have Draymond Green and those two have history, but yeah. We are going with the Sacramento Kings. Let's move on. We'll do the plan somewhat quickly because these are only predictions. We don't even know the for sure seeding. We are next going to talk about the 7-8 game between the Pelicans and the Lakers. And a lot of people have the Pelicans winning this game, but I think I'm in the minority here. I have the Lakers winning this game. I'm in the minority. I have the Pelicans winning and going on to play the Nuggets in the first round. That is our first seed, and obviously the Lakers are losers, so they're going to move over here to play the Sacramento Kings for a chance at being the 8th seed. So speaking of which, we can kind of move into that. I don't know why I have the Pelicans winning. I just think they're such a good team. They're just a better team like this year, just like on a consistency level. They have great defenders in Herbert Jones. They have, Brandon Ingram. I don't know if he's going to be healthy, but they have him. I think CJ McCollum, Zion, Jonas Valanciunas, a way more solid lineup, and I think they have what it takes to beat the Lakers. Now moving on to the Sacramento Kings and Los Angeles Lakers to see who is going to go play the Thunder in the first round. Anthony Davis, the whole Anthony Davis and Sabonis thing, I understand that, but I think we're going to be breaking history tonight. I think we're going to see the Lakers, or tomorrow night, or tonight, I guess, when I'm posting this. I think we're going to see some history. I think the Lakers do end up pulling this out of the hat. It's going to be a really good game, by the way. Like, these two big men are going to be straight clashing. I cannot wait to watch that game. The play-ins have some of the most exciting games of the entire playoffs, so I'm super excited. But with that being said, let's move on to the Eastern Conference play-in. I'm kind of covering the 2024 NBA playoffs thing, but it's there. But let's move on to the Eastern Conference play-in tournament to decide who is going to be what seed. Starting with the 9-10 matchup, we have the Bulls and the Hawks. I think the Bulls actually played the Heat last year in the play-in, and the Heat ended up winning both of those games and going on to go to the freaking finals, which is insane. So yeah, obviously Adam Silver's play-in is looked really good over time. It's continued to age better and better, but for that reason. But we're starting here with the Bulls and the Hawks, and one big thing I learned is that the Hawks do not have Jalen Johnson, who is a most improved candidate, and the Bulls, as disappointed of a season they had this year, I think they're going to win. I think coming down the stretch at the end of the season, I think the Bulls have played some exceptionally well basketball, and they're going to be able to win this game and head to the 8 seed game. Vucevic has been playing pretty solid. Obviously, they have a most improved player in Kobe White. You have DeMar DeRozan having one of the best games of his career. Alex Caruso, an all-defensive player. This is a really solid team for being a 9 seed. Don't sleep on them. They're going to win that game. Next, we are going to the 7 and 8. What a classic we have on our hands. 76ers and Miami Heat. Obviously, Joel Embiid is kind of easing himself back from injury. I don't think that is going to be, well, let's see. I don't think that's going to be too big of a factor. Yeah, again, I know he's going through injury, but I'm really disappointed. I know the Heat always come out and then they enter the playoffs somehow and just go absolutely nuts. But, dude, I don't know. I'm really disappointed, like, compared to other years, like, how the Heat played this year. So, yeah, I have them losing this game. And we'll talk about this game in a second here. Yeah, I mean, Tyrese Maxey has emerged as a most improved player, obviously. There's really not that much special about the Heat. Obviously, Duncan Robinson kind of took a jump. He took over for Tyler Hero when he was hurt. They just picked up Terry Rozier, which is a huge deal. But a shout out to Nick Nurse and the Sixers. I think they are going to easily make the playoffs. Whether it be this game or if they lost this, I think they would be able to beat the Bulls. And for that, I'm also going to say that the Heat, as much as I'm a Celtics fan and I hate to see this happen, I think that the Heat are going to beat the Bulls and they're going to head to that 8 seed. Heat are just too good. They're too deep. Yeah. Bulls, like, depth is, like, I don't know. Obviously, like, Andre Drummond and even Sanogo is going to start making a difference for them real soon in the next coming seasons. But I guess not even, I don't even know if having Zach LaVine would have made a difference for them. But, yeah, man, I think that is going to be the playoffs. So now we have the 16 teams that are officially going to make the playoffs. And by the way, we are going to be going game by game every single night. I'm going to be updating you in the comment section of this video, so stay tuned for that. Let's get into the actual playoffs. Starting with the West, we have the first round matchups. We are just going to go down the line. We have the Thunder versus the Lakers. I'm not going to like write down what I have them going in. And this is a tough one. This is one of the more tough first round matchups. And I kind of had a coin toss. But I just see a lot in this Thunder team. They came out, just absolutely smoked the expectations that were in front of them. And I think I have the Thunder going. I think I have them going in 7. I think the Lakers could win in 7 or the Thunder win in 7. And I just went with one over the other. We are going to go the Thunder in 7. Next, we have the 4-5 game. We have the Clippers versus the Mavs. And a lot of people, you know, the betting lines and all that stuff have the Mavs winning this game. I just don't see it. I think the Clippers are just way too good. They don't have to rely on one or two guys. You know, if Kawhi's not playing good, PG will play pretty good. If PG's not playing good, James Harden will play pretty good. And if not, you know, a guy like Norman Powell can come off the bench. Whereas if Kyrie or Luka is hurt or Kyrie or Luka is not playing good, they're going to have problems there. So, yeah, I have the Clippers winning. I have them winning in about 6 games. I don't think this is going to be a 7-game series. Like, it's possible just, like, with how good Luka has played this year, but I don't believe it is going to go that far. So next, moving on to the 3-6 game, we have the Timberwolves versus the Suns. This is going to be a pretty concise video. I don't really feel like just boom, like talk. I don't know. I guess we can go team by team. You know, starting with the Thunder, obviously an MVP candidate in Shea, Rookie of the Year candidate in Chet Holmgren, Coach of the Year candidate Mark Daigneault, and all sorts of good defenders. I kind of did this last year, and guys like Lou Dort and J-Dub. Cason Wallace is probably going to make an all-rookie team. The Lakers, obviously, LeBron and AD have a strong All-NBA considerations. Obviously, 2 really good guards in Austin Reeves and D'Lo. You look at the Clippers, all NBA worthy Kawhi Leonard, all-star caliber guys like PG, and everyone else kind of fills in. I think Norman Powell is honestly like a sleeper for 6th Man of the Year. The Mavs, obviously you get an MVP candidate in Luka, an all-star caliber player in Kyrie, and really nothing else. So that's why I have the Clippers. But moving on to the Timberwolves versus the Suns. You look at the Timberwolves, definitely all-NBA potential in a guy like Anthony Edwards. Definitely, and obviously Cat is an all-star caliber player when healthy, and probably the defensive player of the year in Rudy Gobert. The Suns, all NBA worthy for sure. KD and Devin Booker. I think Grayson Allen is in line to win like a most improved. I don't think he's going to, but he's definitely a candidate for that. Obviously, Chris Finch for the Timberwolves is a fantastic coach too, so we can't forget about that. With that being said, man, I have the Suns winning this. I think like the experience is really there. You don't see the Timberwolves, You don't really see the Timberwolves make the playoffs that often, and you don't have a guy like Anthony Edwards who's really young. This is going to be good for him. This is going to be a good series to like test his experience, kind of build it up a little bit. It's going to be a great one for him. So yeah, we have the Suns advancing to the second round. I have them winning in 6 games as well. The only really lopsided series I have in the entire first round is the Nuggets and the Pelicans, and I firmly believe, this is a huge prediction of mine, but I firmly believe that we're not going to get a single sweep in the first round. I think all these series that we're looking at are super good. They're going to get super competitive. I just think out of all of them, one that is going to be a lopsided affair is definitely going to be the Nuggets versus the Pelicans, and I have the Nuggets winning by 5. So yeah, Suns Nuggets in the second round, that's going to be interesting. Obviously the Nuggets have probably the guy that's going to win the MVP, even though I think Shea should probably win it. You have Jokic, got so many good pieces around him. Jamal Murray, Aaron Gordon, Michael Porter Jr., guys off the bench like Peyton Watson and Christian Brown. This is a really good, even guys like Zeke Naji. This is a really consistent team, one of the deeper teams in the NBA. So for that reason, I definitely have the Nuggets beating NOLA. Obviously, shout out to Zion, shout out to CJ McCollum. Those are some super underrated players in the league. When it comes down to it, when it comes down to a team, when it comes down to the greatness of Mike Malone, I think the Nuggets are going to take this one. So here we go, moving on to the East. We are going to start with the 1-8 game. This is a very storied, it has some very recent history in it of a playoff matchup. We have the Celtics taking on the Miami Heat. I feel like I should automatically put this as a 7-game series, and obviously me putting the teams on here kind of like spoils it for you guys, but I'm just kind of trying to, the Celtics have a top 5 player in the NBA in Jason Tatum. They have all sorts of all-star caliber players. They have Jaylen Brown. They have Kristaps Porzingis. Even guys like Derek White. They have a guy they just re-signed for an incredible amount of money, Drew Holiday, who is also a really good defender and can shoot really well from the 3. Obviously, guys like Peyton Pritchard down the closing stretch of the season have really shown that they can be a rotational piece. I like guys like Luke Kornet. I like guys like Al Horford. We have a pretty solid squad on us. I am a Celtics fan, obviously. I want to say this is going to go to 7, but I'm so confident in our team this year. I know I'm going to jinx us with this, Celtics Nation. If we lose, it's my fault, but I have the Celtics winning in 6 against the Heat. I just think the Heat most definitely took a drop down from last year. That is without question. They did not get any better. They obviously lost guys like Gabe Vincent, who was having an incredible playoff run. Obviously, guys like Caleb Martin have been very quiet this year compared to last. They lost Max Strus as well, so that's a pretty big deal. But yeah, we are going with the Boston Celtics. Moving on to 4-5, this is probably going to be one of the best series in the entire first round. We have the Cavaliers and the Magic. That is a really exciting one. I know not a lot of people are going to really be tuning in, watching it, but me personally, I'm pretty fond of this one. A lot of defense. Obviously, you got guys like Jared Allen going against guys like Paolo Banchero. Yeah, Paolo Banchero had a great sophomore year, and obviously Franz Wagner helps lead the way. Jalen Suggs is one of the better defensive guards in the NBA. Even a 6-man candidate, possibly. Obviously, the Cavs. Donovan Mitchell has looked very questionable this season, and that's why I was almost going to put the Magic over them. And it is very possible that the Magic come out with the win. It's very possible that the Magic could win this series, but I have the Cavs winning in 7. This is definitely going to go 7 games either way. It's very similar to like the Thunder and the Lakers series, where no matter what happens, I think this is going to go to 7 games. So, yeah, obviously the Cavs, Jared Allen, great at the rim defender. Evan Mobley, when healthy, is a great, consistent player. You get Darius Garland, one of the shiftier guards in the NBA. Max Strus. Even Dean Wade can have his moments this year. So yeah, I have the Cavs going to the second round. Now the next game, 3-6, we have the Bucks and the Pacers. These two have made a rivalry out of each other this season, and it has been super duper exciting to watch. Really, really dope stuff. Anyways, continuing on with this playoff bracket, we have the Bucks and the Pacers, and you may think it's surprising, but I don't know. Like, this is a very complimentary matchup because the Bucks are really good defensively. They have like Brook Lopez, Malik Beasley, Chris Middleton. Obviously, Dame is a little bit of a liability. Giannis having one of the best seasons of his career and not even an MVP candidate is insane. But wow, man, the Pacers' offense has been undeniable this year. Tyrese Halliburton, an All NBA level player, Pascal Siakam and Miles Turner are great pieces for this team. I don't think this is necessarily a great team. It's just the Bucks plus the struggles, with Doc Rivers. I think it's really going to come back to bite them. This game is going to go 7. If the Pacers win, this will go to 7 games without a doubt. There's no question about that. If the Bucks somehow get some momentum and get going, I think they could win in about 6. But right now, especially with Giannis being hurt and they're going to be thrown off here, I have the Pacers winning in 7 over the Bucks. This is going to be a crazy bracket, guys. As we move on to the final game, the 2-7, we have the Knicks and the 76ers. This is going to be an extremely fun playoff series to watch. And I really do want to put the Sixers over the Knicks, but you have probably a top 5 MVP candidate in the NBA right now in Jalen Brunson. You have one of the best coaches in the NBA with Tom Thibodeau. You have great rotational pieces like Dante DiVincenzo, Josh Hart, Isaiah Hartenstein, Miles McBride. I mean, this is a really good team. This is a really good, fun team to watch. I have to go with the Knicks. The Sixers are too hobbled, the whole thing with Embiid and all that stuff. I think the Knicks beat the Sixers in 6 games because I think Embiid's probably going to have some injury troubles here in the playoffs. And look at that East side. That is a wild playoff picture. And I mean, you look at the Celtics, and the fact that they are not on the Bucks side of the bracket this year is really helping us out a lot, I'm telling you. And to just leave the Pacers off to deal with them. But yeah, I got the Knicks beating the Sixers. I think these are all going to be really good playoff series, though. I can't stress that enough. The first round is going to be a classic. It might debatably be better than some of the later rounds. Just so many good series. So, yeah, I think we can just move on to the second round here. Here we go looking at the second round first, starting off against the 1 seed Thunder against the 4 seed Clippers. Not a lot of upsets on this side. Obviously, we have the Suns winning. But looking at Thunder Clippers, I think the Clippers are, I would say the Clippers are debatably a slightly easier matchup for the Thunder than the Lakers. I think the Thunder get the tough opponent out of the way, and they take this one. I think they take this. In all honesty, I think the Thunder are going to end up going to the Western Conference Finals. I think they've had too much of a year. Obviously, the playoff inexperience is definitely there, and that's kind of a discrepancy. That's kind of something that people are debating over, putting them farther in their brackets. But I have the Thunder beating the Clippers in 6, because if they beat the Lakers in 7, they're definitely not going to go 7 games against the Clippers. I just don't think that is going to happen. I know this you'd say differently, but you guys don't understand. We're talking about one of the best basketball players ever. And this is a prediction. It probably won't happen. The Lakers might not even be the 8 seed for all I care. I had the Pelicans kind of being in a crazy upset there, but the Thunder are going to beat the Clippers in 6 games. I think no matter what, I feel like that is going to be the matchup we're going to see. I cannot wait for the play-in to kind of unfold tomorrow so I can talk to you guys about it. But yeah, we're going to do kind of our picks here. So looking now at the Suns and the Nuggets over the last 2-3 years, these teams have constantly been seeing each other in the playoffs. It has been super exciting to watch. I just don't see the Suns winning this series. It's definitely going to be close. It's going to be a lot more competitive last time with a clutch guy like Grayson Allen taking their shots. But man, oh man, this is we're talking about a Suns team to Grayson Allen, adding guys like that. Adding even Bradley Beal. I forgot to talk about Bradley Beal, who has been super under the radar this year as a great rotational piece. Is a great 3-4 option for them. Obviously, Yusuf Nurkic is a great big to complement Jokic's play. I think the Suns have what it takes to win this series, but I'm still going to give the 7-game edge to the Nuggets. This one is going to go down to the wire. This one is going to be a great playoff series. I cannot wait for this to possibly happen. Here we go, moving on into the Eastern Conference. We first have the 1 seed Celtics against the 4 seed Cavs. I think this is, again, for the Celtics, a slightly, maybe even a lot easier matchup for them than the Heat were in the first round. I think there's some real, this is one of the best years for the playoff tournament because there are so many good teams here. I think, besides the Warriors and the Pelicans in the West and the Bulls and the Hawks in the East, I think there's about 4 quality borderline contender teams in these play-in games. So with that being said, yeah, given that the Celtics are going to have a lot easier of a time playing the Cavs, and they took the Heat to 6 games, I think similarly they're going to beat the Cavs in 6 games. That's just my prediction. Yeah, I think the Celtics have what it takes. I think this is the year to do it. We'll get to our later predictions, but moving on to the Pacers and Knicks, this is, again, another really good series. We have the 6 and the 2 seed going at it here. The Knicks are supposed to win, but, dude, I'm going, we saw the Heat last year. I'm going underdog story. I'm going with the Pacers. Again, it's just the offense. It's just the caliber of players they have. No one, I guess OG Anunoby's, I forgot to mention OG Anunoby. OG Anunoby is going to be great against a guy like Pascal Siakam. But we're talking about like Tyrese Haliburton. I guess Josh Hart will probably guard him. And I think Hartenstein and Mitchell Robinson will have a okay time against a guy like Miles Turner. But I don't know. I think this is going to be a lot of shooting. I think guys like Dante DiVincenzo down the stretch. Ben Shepherd maybe for the Pacers. Yeah, I just think the Pacers have what it takes. I can't think of their other shooters. Obviously, they have like Ryan Nembhard, I think. They're just a good team. I don't know. I think Tyrese, Miles Turner, and Pascal Siakam is enough to outmatch the Knicks. I have them winning in 6. Let's get into the conference finals for both sides. Here we go, conference finals. We are going to start with the West. We have the Thunder versus the Nuggets, what everyone kind of expects based on projections. Ah, man, this is so tough. I had to ask ChatGPT, man. I had so many tiebreakers, so many different metrics, because the Thunder played really good against the Nuggets in the regular season, but you got to think, man. I don't know. The Nuggets in the playoffs are just different. I don't know what to say. We got the Nuggets, man. I got the Nuggets winning in 7. I think both of the conference finals games are going to go to 7 games, without a doubt in my mind. Yeah, give me the Nuggets in 7. It's going to be a super fun time. Obviously, Jokic is probably going to cook Chet, if I'm being honest with you, but it is still going to be really fun. Jamal Murray against Shea. You get like MPJ versus J-Dub. I think it's going to be super fun. But yeah, the Nuggets are going to win in 7. I think we're just going to move over to the Eastern Conference Finals, where I'm probably going to go a little quickly here. There's really like not much explanation I can do at this point. I've kind of hyped each team up that has made it this far. But we have the Boston Celtics against the Indiana Pacers. And I'm just going to say it right away, the Celtics are going to win. It's not going to be easy, though. It is going to be a tough matchup. And this is not going to be, again, this is not a team to sleep on, this Pacers team. They have given us hell all season. Obviously, we've had some huge games against them as well. It's been a really good matchup there in the Eastern Conference. But I have the Boston Celtics winning. Just, coaching, rotation, defense. The defense is going to be too much for their offense. Just a lot of depth, all this sort of stuff. So, yeah, I have the Boston Celtics and the Denver Nuggets going to the NBA Finals, which is probably what should have happened last year for the Celtics. I'm not going to be one of those guys that's like, oh, this is our year, but I think the Boston Celtics can at least make the NBA Finals this year. We will have to see, though. Let's get to the finals. We've all been waiting for. Here we are, the NBA Finals. This is going to be one of the better finals in the last 2-3 years, if I'm being honest with you. This is such a good series right here, and it is, and I don't know, it's a really good matchup. And I'm going to go against my guys here. I'm going Nuggets in 6. I think the Nuggets are going to win in 6. I just don't think the Celtics are quite ready for this big of a moment. The Nuggets have been here before. They have experience. Jokic, Mike Malone, and the guys know what it takes to win a basketball series. It's 7. Especially on this stage. And the Celtics, they got there. They lost to the damn Warriors. And granted, that is not the same Celtics team that we have now. But the Nuggets are going to win in 6 games. They're just too good. The Nuggets are going to be your 2024 NBA champions. This is going to be quite a playoff. I don't really have much to say. I want to put more effort into the video. I want to talk more in depth with you guys. But what is there to say? This is going to definitely be a better finals matchup than we had last year. But let me know your thoughts. I have some pretty hot takes on here. Obviously, the Pacers beating the Bucks, even the Clippers beating the Mavs. Some people don't think is going to happen, which I think is kind of ridiculous. People are kind of sleeping on the Clippers there. But yeah, Nuggets are going to win the championship. And tomorrow, well, you guys are seeing this on Tuesday, so on Wednesday, right before they start announcing all the end of the season winners, instead of watching a movie, we are going to be doing a video on all of my predictions. We're going to be picking All NBA. It is positionless this year, so we're going to be doing All NBA, We're going to be doing MVP, Coach of the Year, Clutch Time Player, all of this type of stuff. Everything they have at the NBA Honors, or whatever they call it, the award show, we're going to do. So, yeah, that is going to do it. Super hyped for the playoffs. Obviously, the plan is starting probably as you're watching this video. It's kind of inconvenient that I'm releasing this video like this, but it is what it is. Yeah, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Also, one other thing I want to note is during the games, every single night that basketball is on, we are going to be doing recaps of every single good game. Obviously, if there's like a blowout in the finals, I don't really care to talk about it. But if there's really good clutch time, down to the wire games, we are going to be talking about all of those. So yeah, stay tuned, and I'm out, guys. Thank you guys for the support. You guys have been doing pretty solid on like the 2K reviews. Obviously, it's been kind of slow content-wise as of late, but yeah, I'm going to kind of chill out here for the rest of the night, try to figure out how to do. I still have to finish like this homework assignment and shit. School's kind of annoying right now, but yeah, I don't know what else to say. Have a good rest of your day, boys, and yeah, it's been your boy.